Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into the life of Amy Winehouse. I mean, everyone knows that voice, right? So soulful, it could just break your heart. And the look, that beehive, the eyeliner, totally unique.
Absolutely. A true original
Yeah.
and tragically gone, what, at 27? So young. Her life, though, it was short, but incredibly intense. And it really directly fed into her most famous music.
That's what we want to unpack today, isn't it? That complexity. We're going to explore how all those personal struggles, those really difficult relationships, they weren't just background noise. They became the songs. Like Rehab, Back to Black, global hits.
Exactly. We're trying to get beyond just the tabloid headlines, give you a
Yeah.
real sense of the why behind the music and, well, the trajectory of her life. You'll hear how things like actual specific events, even a voicemail message, got turned almost immediately into this incredibly powerful art.
Yeah, it's an amazing story. Raw emotion, genius talent, but also the really tough side, the cost of that much talent hitting those huge external pressures.
So to really get it, we should probably start right at the beginning, lay the groundwork. Her roots. She was born in Southgate, London, 1983. Her dad, Mitch, was a taxi driver, Mum Janice, a pharmacist, and she had an older brother, Alex.
But the family setup wasn't exactly stable early on, was it? Her dad left when she was really little.
Yeah, just 18 months old. And then the divorce came when Amy was about 9. So Mitch wasn't consistently around.
And some people really point to that, don't they? That inconsistent father figure, maybe playing a role later on, like even that daddy girl tattoo, maybe searching for something.
It's definitely a key part of her early story, that instability mixed with this deep immersion in music, particularly jazz. Her dad was always playing Sinatra. Her mom's brother was a pro musician. And her grandmother, Cynthia, she was a singer too.
Ah, Cynthia, she seems really important.
Hugely. She really encouraged Amy's talent, actually suggested theater school because Amy kept getting told off for singing too loudly in regular school.
Huh. You can just picture it. So, okay, age 9, Saturday theater school. Then 13, she's at the Sylvia Young Theater School full-time.
Yep, and she was clear about it. Her application literally said she wanted to be a singer. No messing about.
And then the Brit School after that. The place that gave us Adele, Jessie J.
That's the one. A real launch pad for talent.
It's interesting, that connection with Adele. Adele said Amy's first album, Frank, was why she started writing songs, picked up a guitar.
Yeah, the influence was huge. But there's also that story, maybe just an anecdote from Amy's dad, about Amy apparently ignoring Adele in some pub encounter. Who knows if it's true, but
But the impact on other artists is undeniable. So, okay, she's talented, she's training, but then she drops out.
at 16, yeah, makes a beeline for Camden, which was, the place for indie music back then.
Thanks.
It fits, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's even a
Yeah.
statue of her there now in Camden Market.
Right in the heart of it. And her first job wasn't singing, surprisingly.
No, entertainment news writer. Her English teacher actually said she was good at it.
Wild. But music was clearly the main thing. Playing her brother's guitar from 14, writing poetry first.
Then songs, joining bands, playing jazz clubs, really cutting her teeth. She even sang Moon River with the National Youth Jazz Orchestra when she was 16. You could hear the potential already.
And she had strong opinions about the music scene then, didn't she?
Oh yeah, very dismissive of the pop stuff. Called it not real music, too commercial. She wanted authenticity. Her own writing, influenced by the greats Dinah Washington, Sarah Vaughan, Tony Bennett.
You hear that influence on Frank, her debut album in 2003. It did well in the UK, got critical praise.
Definitely. Reached number 3, got a Brit nomination.
Yeah.
But it was more jazz, quite niche compared to what came later. Not global fame yet.
But still, at just 20, people were comparing her voice to Aretha Franklin, praising her songwriting. The talent was obvious.
Undeniable. And that talent, combined with, well, life experience, set the stage for the next chapter, which really kicks off around 2005.
Right, this is where Blake Fielder Civil comes in.
Yes. They met in a pub in Camden, the Good Mixer. Over a game of pool, apparently. He was this leaflet distributor, quite tall, thin, known for having a lot of casual flings, and he already had a girlfriend at the time.
But Amy fell hard, didn't she? Instantly.
Completely. Called him the love of my life, her soulmate, just totally infatuated. It was intense, all-consuming from the start.
Until it wasn't. The breakup sounds brutal over voicemail while she's
Well-
on holiday.
Yeah, St. Lucia, he just left her a message. Devastating.
And that specific pain, that's the genesis of Back to Black, the song.
Directly. The lyrics are almost painfully literal. You go back to her, and I go back to black. It's right there. His return to the ex-girlfriend, her descent into, well, darkness.
And she reacted in a pretty extreme way, too, didn't she, with his friend?
She did. Slept with Blake's best friend. Said later she thought it would be the nail in the coffin for them. Just shows the level of intensity and maybe desperation.
And after that heartbreak, the drinking got much worse.
Dramatically worse, by all
Ugh.
accounts. People described her reaching for a bottle as soon as she woke up.
Then there was that incident. She collapsed, hit her head.
Yeah, friends and neighbors found her. The state of her flat was described as a total mess, like a robbery. She was just on the bed holding a bottle. It was a real crisis point.
So her friends, her manager, they decide, rehab now.
They tried to physically take her, but here's the twist. Amy said she'd only go if her dad, Mitch, agreed.
Even though the manager had already spoken to him.
Exactly. They thought it was sorted. But Mitch apparently changed his mind, told him not to send her, said she was just heartbroken, rehab wouldn't work, she was basically fine.
Wow. And her manager later called that a major trigger for everything that followed.
He did. And Amy, well, she turned that moment, that refusal, directly into her biggest hit.
Rehab, it's right there in the lyrics.
He tried to make me go to rehab. I said, no, no, no. And then the killer line, if my daddy thinks I'm fine. It's just incredibly raw, laid bare for the world.
That whole period must have been creatively explosive, though, working with Mark Ronson.
Yeah, fueled by all that emotion, they wrote Back to Black, the song, in like 2 or 3 hours. Just poured out of her.
And Rehab, wasn't that almost instantaneous, too?
Pretty much. Ronson said she just sang the chorus, no, 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 while they were walking down a street in London. He was like, what's that? Encouraged her to make it a song. She apparently wrote the rest in 20 minutes.
Just incredible. Pain turned into platinum, almost literally.
And that led to the album Back to Black in 2006, which just exploded.
Global phenomenon time. UK charts #1 for weeks. Brit Award for Best Female Solo Artist. She was suddenly massive.
And visually iconic, too. That beehive, the eyeliner, inspired by 60s girl groups like the Ronettes.
And that dress on the album cover, the Desaya one, sold for millions of baht later, apparently.
Yeah, the whole look became instantly recognizable. She even joked about it herself, didn't she? The bigger the hair, the more struggle, hinting at the turmoil underneath.
But that level of fame, it brings its own problems. Paparazzi everywhere.
Relentless. And then Blake started selling stories to the papers, claiming the album was all about him, adding fuel to the fire.
Yet despite all that, they got back together and married.
They did. Miami, 2007. Small ceremony. But this reunion, this is reportedly when the hard drugs really entered Amy's life. Heroin, cocaine, ecstasy. Introduced by Blake.
That timing is significant too, isn't it? Just after her grandmother, Cynthia, died in 2006.
Yes. Many speculate that loss left her incredibly vulnerable. And there were reports Blake told her drugs would help her numb the pain, forget about it. A really dangerous path.
And it started showing in her performances, right? Unsteady, forgetting lyrics.
Yeah, the voice became strained. You could see the impact. Then came a really serious overdose. Blake found her, called a friend. Doctors said it was a miracle she survived. The levels of stuff in her system were so high.
So another push for rehab.
Yes. But again, her dad Mitch stepped in, prioritized a U.S. tour. Financial pressures, business commitments took precedence over getting her help, according to her manager and friends.
That's hard to hear. And the relationship with Blake just got more toxic. Physical fights.
Sadly, yes. Pictures surfaced showing injuries on both of them. It was clearly volatile, destructive.
And even when they tried rehab together, it didn't work.
Well, one good place apparently refused them as a couple, saying it wouldn't be effective. They found somewhere else maybe less reputable, motivated by money, some suggested, but they relapsed almost immediately in a hotel. That codependency was just too strong.
So with all that going on, how on earth did she pull it together for the Grammys in 2008? That seems almost impossible.
The key thing, it seems, was Blake getting arrested. Assault, witness bribery. He ended up in prison.
So he was physically removed from the situation.
Exactly. And that created a window. Amy went into rehab again, and this time it seems she managed to complete the program successfully.
And the timing was just incredible. 6 Grammy nominations.
And she won 5. Best New Artist beating Taylor Swift, which was huge then. Best Pop Vocal Album, Best Female Pop Vocal Performance, Song of the Year, Record of the Year for Rehab. Beating Beyoncé, Rihanna, it was a sweep.
Unbelievable achievement. But she couldn't actually be there.
No, the irony continued. Visa problems because of her drug history. So she performed via satellite from London, accepting those awards, looking healthier, but still poignant.
So post-Grammys, did things stay on track? She went to St. Lucia again in 2009.
Yeah, she looked better physically, but reports suggest she was still drinking. And while she was there, pictures came out of her with another guy.
And Blake, still in prison, saw them.
Apparently so. He filed for divorce from jail.
And her dad was still involved in ways that caused friction, the camera crew incident.
Right. He turned up with the film crew while she was trying to relax on holiday. Amy basically told him, if you need money, I'll give it to you. Just stop exploiting me like this. It shows the ongoing tension there.
But there was a period of hope again, wasn't there, in 2011?
Yes, a brief and significant one. She apparently stopped drinking for a whole month. Seemed more stable.
And she got to record with Tony Bennett, her idol.
It must have meant the world to her. Body and soul for his duets album. It turned out to be her very last recording. A beautiful, bittersweet moment. Bennett himself praised her so highly, it showed the musical fire was still there.
Such a glimpse of what could have been, but the health warnings were serious by then.
Extremely serious. In May 2011, doctors gave her a stark ultimatum. Because of the bulimia diagnosed way back when she was 15, combined with the years of heavy drinking, her heart was dangerously weak. They told her as she relapsed heavily again, it could just stop.
Did she want to die? Did they ask her?
They did. And she clearly said no, she didn't want to die.
Which makes what happened next even more tragic. The Belgrade concert.
Yeah. She had new music she wanted to work on, apparently felt done with the Back to Black era. That relationship was over. But the pressure was on. This huge outdoor show in Serbia. Big money involved, supposedly £1 million.
And she didn't want to do it.
Her producer, her bodyguard, they both confirmed she was really reluctant, felt obligated, and just before the show, she relapsed. Started drinking heavily again. Some say it was almost a way to escape having to perform.
So they found her drunk?
Apparently intoxicated, on a sofa. They flew her there by private jet anyway.
And the performance, it was a disaster.
Total disaster. Videos show her looking completely out of it, wandering around, sitting down, barely singing. The crowd started booing. Musicians who were there said it was like she'd cut ties with music in that moment. Just heartbreaking to watch.
What happened after Belgrade?
She knew it was bad. Called it a disaster herself. But then, in the days right after, she seemed hopeful again. Excited about her manager Nick's upcoming wedding. She called friends, apparently apologizing for past behavior, saying she missed them.
Little moments of connection.
Yeah, and then just days later, July 23rd, 2011, she was gone. 27 years old. Her bodyguard found her in bed.
Alcohol poisoning was the official cause.
Yes. Her blood alcohol level was incredibly high, like 5 times the legal driving limit.
Yeah.
But the coroner also noted the bulimia, the weakened state she was in. It was a lethal combination. There's that final conversation she had with her bodyguard just days before, showing him an old video of her singing.
And saying she'd traded all, the fame, the attention.
Yeah. Traded all just for a normal life, where people didn't bother her. It gives you chills, doesn't it?
It really does. So looking back at everything, it's not just one thing, is it? It's this perfect storm.
Absolutely. A confluence of factors. Blake Fielder's civil. His role introducing the hard drugs, that incredibly toxic relationship, that's undeniable.
And her father, Mitch. It's complicated, but the inconsistent support, the perceived exploitation, prioritizing tours, it seems like it left her more vulnerable, maybe lacking the right guidance at crucial moments.
For sure. Then there's the fame itself, that intense, sudden global success after Back to Black. She even kind of predicted she couldn't handle it. It clashed with who she was as an artist, maybe.
Yeah, wanting to move on musically, but being pressured to keep performing those old songs about a painful past. Feeling like a cog in the machine, as some put it.
And let's not forget the media, the relentless hounding, often mocking her addiction. It became this public spectacle, almost normalized, instead of, showing some basic human empathy.
It just strips away the person, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So reflecting on all this, that advice from Tony Bennett really hits home.
Don't rush life. You're more important than that. Yeah. Powerful words.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's clear her music wasn't just based on her life. It was almost a literal transcription, a diary set to music. What really stands out to you listening to this, how directly she put her pain out there, and what does her story really tell us about talent, pressure, and the human cost when it all collides under that intense spotlight? Something to think about.